I will explain how to download a Power BI. There are two options available from Microsoft download page or from Microsoft Windows Store. I will explain what is the difference between these both the link and which one is the best one and when we use this link. The first link is a Microsoft download page. I have opened that same link in Internet Explorer. This web page is loaded. Here you just need to select your language, preferred language, and click on download. It will download the link. I'll explain the next procedure, what are the other steps we need to do. The other option is Microsoft Windows. There are two links available. I'll select the last one. If you are using 365 window, then use this link. When you insert, it will open the Microsoft Store. Here you can use the link. Because I have already downloaded the Power BI, that's the reason it's showing launch button. If it's not installed, then it will show as install option. Now what is the difference between these two links? The first link is when you want to update each month, you have to re-download and reinstall. And the second one link, it will be automatically download. Now if you want that if there is a new update is come and might be there would be any bug in it, so you don't want to download each month and you want to wait for a few days and then after you want to download, then you can use this option, or else you can use the second option. It will automatically download from each month. It will automatically update your Power BI desktop tool every month, because every month there are changes are coming, so it's better to use the second option. From a Windows Store you can download it. So it will automatically always keep to update your Power BI desktop tool. Now what are the steps? Now I have already downloaded I will explain. I have taken a screenshot to explain what are the steps we need to follow. The first, it will ask you on which version you want to use. Now most of the laptops and computers are coming with a Windows 64-bit, so you can check your system setting and which version. Most of the people are using 64, so I have selected 64-bit. Then you need to click next. There are few steps you need to follow. It will ask, I have taken the screenshot. The first screen will look like this. You need to click on next. You need to accept the license policy. Click on next. It will auto pick up the destination folder. Click on the next, and it will ask for the finished. Then click on finish. It will create a shortcut on your desktop like this. When you click it open, it will show the screen in this way. If you log in, then sign in with your credentials, or if you can click on sign. If you don't have any login ID, you can create it also. Now this is a procedure you can use. Now there are different versions of Power BI. I will explain. Now if I open this first link in Internet Explorer, now if you can see the products, it shows Power BI desktop, which we have downloaded. Now there another version is Power BI Pro and Power BI Premium. Now what is the difference between these three is that if you can see the pricing, this Pro version is $10 per month and the Premium version is almost $4,995. What is the difference? In Power BI desktop is free. The Power BI desktop we have installed is free, and here we can only publish to the powerbi.com, and we can share the Power BI file to others Power BI desktop viewer. We can create a web embedded code and we can post in the public website. This function is available in free version of Power BI. If we have installed Power BI Pro, so The Power BI Pro will also help to view on any devices. Like if you want to share the Power BI, whatever we report and dashboard we will create, we can share with any mobile device also and any other device also. This functionality is available in Power BI Pro. And what is the Power BI Premium? The Power BI Pro, for each user we need to pay approx $10 per user per month. And in Power BI Premium is help like Power BI report server on premises reporting. This tool will be needed. If for example any company have a own premises server and he didn't want to pay for each user, then this will be a more helpful. This is the three options. We have installed the Power BI desktop. Now let's have a view. Now this is the first. I have opened it. This is a blank screen. I'll explain what are the tabs and options are available. In Home tab, if you can see, there is an option. The tab is available external data. This is used for a Power Query to extract data from multiple sources. If I'll click it here and will show you. Wait a second. For example, there are more other options available like Excel, the Power BI dataset file, from SQL, from a text and CSV files. There are multiple options are available. If I click it on More, it will show you all the list where we can also extract data from a folder. Like if a folder contains multiple files, so if we just select a folder, it will extract all the files. Like if I use the Excel function, we can select a file one by one. Instead, if we can use the folder function, we can extract multiple files at once. But we need to make sure this all the headers and column for all the files should be same in the folder. There are other options are also available. We can extract from Azure, from Power BI data set, Google Analytics, and there are many more. And here, if we don't want to extract but we want to put manually, so we can create a new table and update data here, and we can create a table and save it. This option is available whenever we extract any data. We can do any kind of structure changes, we will do in it. This is our report view icon. This is the screen are visible. This screen is actually this is a table. Whatever the data will be extracted using a get table, whatever table we will extract, it will reflect in this screen. Called as a data, but it is actually a table. This is a tab called a relationship. This is a relationship icon which show all the table, and we can use this tab to link one-to-one relationship or one-to-many or many-to-many relationship. This table is useful. Let's go to the visualization screen. Here there are many visualizations are available. The multiple charts are available. Column chart, line charts, waterfall charts, funnel chart, Gantt chart, and many more. You will see each one. This is our table where we create our set of table in visualization. We can create a multiple tables. This is our report canvas. Now this is a format and paint ruler. This is where we go to format table, slicer, visualization and chart. Here, this is a field. This is where we draw fields in measures. And here we will see are all the tables and fields and measures we will create. Now we will learn how to extract data in Power BI using Power Query. First, I will show you the data format. Sim data set. This is our data. First is contain a date, product ID, sales representative ID, the count of units sold, and discount, and cost of goods sold. Now, if we can see all the different files, other files also have the same format. You know, to make sure all the files have the same format. Because why am I asking? Because we will use a folder to extract all the files. That's the reason it needed to be all the file in same format. The column name should be same. The structure is same. Now this is the file path we will use. Now we are using a folder. There are multiple options: Excel and text file, CSV file. The folder option is not visible. We will click on more. Wait a second. Now here you can see a folder option. We just need to click twice. It will give us a path. You can click on browse option and select the path, or you can assign the path. If I click it OK, now it will show me the file's name. Now click on transform data. Now it will open for us a Power Query editor window in which you can see it will show the files and all the detail of the files, where it is saved, what is the location, where it is created, and the extension. We need to make sure all the extension format are in the same format because the Power BI is case sensitive. Now we don't need the other columns, so we will remove other column. How you can do it? You just need to select the first column because we want this column and we don't want other columns. So we will select first column and right click and select remove other column. It will remove other column. Now we want to combine all the files. We have 4 files. So once we click on this below arrow once, it will show the format of our file. The first 200 rows, we just need to click OK. There is option available delimiter. Now the file format is CSV. That is the reason we will use comma. It will auto pick up. You need to use a comma and click it OK. Wait for a second. Now if we can see all the data are extracted. Yeah, many data. So if we can just filter. Alright. So we have extracted for the 4 files. Now if we can see the data format is in decimal number, in whole number, the date format. So we need to convert this date format into the whole number format into a date format. What is the procedure you need to follow? You just need to first convert it into a text. It will ask you that the selected column has an existing type conversion. Would you like to replace the existing conversation or preserve the existing conversation and add the new conversation as a separate step? So if you want a separate step, you need to click add a new step, or if you want to replace on the same, then you will click on replace current. It will replace the changes in the same row. Just click it once again. Okay. Now the format is converted into a text. Now we again need to click it here and we need to click on date. Again replace on current. So if you can see, it is converted in a date format. Now we want our units sold in whole number. It is already in whole number format. Discount is in decimal format. It's fine. If we can see our cost, it is in decimal format, but it is a multiple decimals. We don't want so much decimal, so we will just click it here. Right click and click on transform. Click select round. Select again round once. It will open one dialog box. It asks how many decibel you want to reflect. Just type 2 and click it OK. Now if you can see, it is remove other decimals and keep it only 2 decimals. And if you can see here, whatever the step we have made, it is recorded here. In case if we made any wrong step and we want to remove that step, you just need to click on this cross button. I'll show you how it, if I just click it on cross button, it is deleted the last step. Now again I need to do it. Transform round to. It is again showing me what are the last function I have used. And last, I will add a file name. SF transactions. Alright. So we have replaced the file name. We have changed the date format and the cost, the amount in 2 decimal format. These are the changes we have made in this file. Now we need to click close and apply. If we click on data tab, data panel, it will show us the table which we have extracted using a Power Query. Now let's extract the data from a Excel file. Now we have extracted these 4 files. We have one table. We have one table file which contain 4 different tables. Now using a Power Query, let's extract this 4 table in Power BI. I will also explain while extracting this file into the Power BI how to use a pen function and merge query. Just for example, I will create a one dummy table here to create a append function. Just assume the data format is still here, and I will assign one name. It has a D sales representative name. We'll create into a table. Okay. I'll assign a name to dimension sales representative _1. Now I created another table just in case to explaining that if we extract any table, if we want to amend the table, so how to do it. Now I will save this file. Now let's move to the Power BI. Same get data. Now we will use Excel file. Now it show all the tables which contain in table file. Now we have one category table, product table, sales representative table. We have created one dummy table which contains few data, and we have supplier table. Now I will select these 4 tables. I'll keep it this. I'm not selecting this. I will show you one other method to update data in Power BI. That's the reason I will not select this. Now click on transpose. It will open the Power Query. Now it will show you all it. This is our transaction table. This is a category table. This is our product table. Now retail price are in decimal format. If you want, you can use transfer function to round up by 2. And now I will explain what is the append query. Select the first table, day sales reps table. Now it contains the 20 records. I will click on append query, select the first option, to table, and select the table which contains the other data and click it OK. Now if you can see, this table has contained 5 records, 21 to till 25. The same record has been added in this file. You can, if you want to add any rows and data in table, then you can use a append query. Now we have a product table. Okay, now let's close it and wait for a minute. It will load all the queries and it will reflect all the tables here. Now we have left one table, a supplier table. Now we want this data in a file. We can just select and copy it. Move to the Power Table, Power BI. Here, if you want to insert a table manually, you can select Enter Data in Home tab, select it, and just select Paste. Now data is copied here. Click on Load. Now if you can see, our category product. Okay, we have not assigned a table name. That's the reason it's showing us a table. If you want to change it, go to the edit query, select the table. We want a table name as the supplier, and copy it, assign a name, press enter, close and apply. Now if you can see, data is extracted. Now again move to the edit and Power Query. We have seen an append query, how to use append query. Now I'll explain how to use a merge query. Now if you can see, in our product table, we have two IDs, category ID and supplier ID. In first category ID, we have a category table which contains category ID and category. We will merge it with the product table. For that, you need to select a product table, click on merge query. Now it will ask you the second table which you want to merge. We will select a category table and we will match the columns. You just need to select it. Now it is a 16 record on the first table. Click it OK. It is added here, the column. If you click it here, this button, it will show all the options that table was contained. We want a category name. Just select the category and click it OK. Now if you can see, the category is extracted as per the category ID. The same, if you can see, the category ID3 contain the name freestyle. Just check it. So as per the category ID number, the category name has been updated in category ID. Now same we will do it using for supplier ID. From supplier tab, we will use a merge query and we will select supplier table and we will select the supplier column, same in supplier column, and click it OK. Now we just want supplier name. We will select OK. The name is been updated here in product table. Now we will close and apply. Now if you can see our product table, it will show you the product ID, product name, retail price, and the category name and supplier name is updated from a category and supplier tab tables. Now let's go again in Power Query, the query. Now we don't want this power category and this supplier table is load again, because we just need these two table for merge query for our reporting writing. So we just select the table, and we will click this enable load. We'll just untick it. Like disable load will remove the table from the report, and any visual table that use column will be broken. Just click it, continue. Now same we will do it for supplier table, and we will do it for this sales representative we use for append query, and click on apply. Wait for a second. Now if you can see in our table, it will show only product table, sales product dimension table, sales representative table, and the fact transaction table. Now let's move to the models relationship tab, and we will check the relationships are allotted perfectly. I'm just moving so we can see in one screen. Now what is relationship and what it means and why it is needed? Now if you can see here, if you can click the select on this line, it will show it has one to many relationship. One, it means it has a one, and star means it's a many. The table from one to many relationship means the sales ID is available here, and in product table the product ID is linked here. Now why we need? Because it helps, like for example, if you want to extract data from a sales representative table, like if you want data from a product table in fact table, to you create a measures and to find out to get the retail price, product ID, and category names, that time a relationship will help us to create a faster using the data. If link is not available, we can create link also. We just need to select it and drag it here, so it will create a link. It will click a relationship between the two different table. Now we have seen append query, merge query. In edit query options, we have used it. We have see the relationship, and if you can see, we using that we have get this state table. Now let's first save the file. Assign any name. Like I'm assigning file sales analysis case study. So in case if the file is corrupted or lost, our data will be saved. So whenever you perform any task, please make sure that you will click on Ctrl S or click on this button to save your whatever the tasks you have performed. Now if you just analyze the transaction table, the fact transaction table, here we can see a date table, the date field, which has one hierarchy of all the dates: year, quarter, monthly, and day. Whenever we have added any column of a date, it will automatically create a date hierarchy. And whenever we use this date field to represent any kind of visualization, it will always create a multiple hidden table. So if we don't want to create a multiple hidden table, we need to create our own date table. Additionally, if you can see here, it shows a sigma icon. It means this data contain a number value. Here in discount also and unit store also, the same icon is reflecting. So it is called as a implicit measures. We will create explicit measures using modeling tab. We will create a new measures and we will use these measures in our visualization. And we'll also create one date table using new column functions. Now first we need to create a new table, a date table. Now let's click on a new table. We will assign a name, dimension, date. Now we will use a calendar function. It is asking for a start date and end date. We will take a min formula to get a date from a financial transaction F transaction table, a date field. It will give us a minimum date. Now we want a year from this date. It will give you the minimum year. Now we will use a date function. In date, first we use a year. In year we have used a min function which will extract the minimum date, and year will give us the minimum date. We want to represent the first date, so we will write first month and day as the first. Now we'll just give comma, and for end date we will use the same formula, date function in year. Instead of min, we will use a max because we want a recent, the last use date. We will use max from transaction table. The max formula will give you the latest date, last date, and we want month. The month we'll use the last month. For a day we'll use the last date. Once you click it OK, it will create one date table. Here if you can see that new table is created which have one column date. If you go to the data panel, it will reflect one column of date. I'll click on save. Now I want a multiple column which reflect as day, month, year, and this company is following a fiscal year, means from April to March. So we also want a fiscal quarter, a fiscal year. So let's create a column. The first I'll take a day from this table. From that you can select date. This is one option you can use it from a date table dot colon date, or else the other option is you can write day or a table name. Both the option will work. Now I want a month number. For a month number, I will simply write month and date. Selected the date. The first is date name, and in square bracket it reflect a field name, the column name. I will press enter. It will create one new column which contain a number. Now I want one more column for month. Here I want to reflect a month in Jan-February format. For that I will use a format function, use date from a date table, and apply a format in M bracket close enter. That it will create a column which contain data for our Jan, Feb, March. Now you can sort my column. So I want to sort month as per the month number. Apply our sorting. Now I want quarter. I will add one more column. Quarter. For a quarter, I will use roundup function, and I will divide a month number. So I will take a date table from a month number. I will divide it by 3, and number of digit 0, and click it and click on enter. Now why I have used a roundup function? Because if we divide any value by 3, it will round up. If the value is first, second, third, it will show me value first. If we divide second, 4, 5, 6 by 3, the outcome will show as 2. That's the reason I'll use a roundup function. It will show you the max value of roundup. Now I want to reflect a year. For that, I will create a new column. Here also you can add a new column, or if you can click on just click right click. Multiple options are available. You can select a column. Now I want a year. Simple. I want a year. I will select from a date table. Now we have created a day, month, quarter, and year. Let's create a fiscal quarter and fiscal year. To create a fiscal quarter, I will add a new column. I will write fiscal quarter. Now fiscal quarter means the quarter is starting from April onward. Means April, May, June is quarter 1. In normal calendar, if we can see, it is reflecting Jan, Feb, March as a first quarter. So we want to reflect this should be the Jan, Feb, March should be a last quarter for the last year. For that, we will write a formula, normal if condition. If the quarter is equal to first, means Jan, Feb, March, then reflect 4, or else from a quarter table -1. It means if reflect Jan, Feb, March, reflect 4, or else for other quarter, means for example if there is a quarter is May, June, April, May, June, it will reflect a first quarter for fiscal quarter. Instead of previously it was showing second quarter. That's the reason I have used -1 sign. Now adding one more column, fiscal year. Fiscal year, we can use the same logic, if function. Our logic is we will use if quarter is first, then if quarter is first, then we will use the last year. So how we can do it? We can select a year -1, or else reflect a same quarter, same year. So if you can see, normal year is reflecting 2017, and in fiscal it is reflecting 2014. Means the 1st January 2017 it is reflecting the fiscal quarter is reflecting the last quarter for 2016. Now let's create one more column which reflect fiscal period. We'll reflect the fiscal quarter and year in proper format. That's the reason we will use quarter. From a date table, we will use fiscal quarter. We'll add with the emphasis sign, use hyphen, emphasis sign, and we will reflect use right function and take from a date table fiscal year and comma 2. Now it will create a fiscal period in quarter 4 hyphen 16. We need to create one more column. This column will work as a helper column to arrange a fiscal period in proper form for a sorting purpose. I'll name as short fiscal period. Short fiscal period. Simply we need to take fiscal year and need to multiply with the 10 and add from a date table the quarter. Now just click on enter. It will create a new column. Now why I have used this formula? Because we have multiplied with 10, so it will add a 0 after year. It will reflect as a 2016 instead of 20160, and we have added a quarter, means it will, instead of 0 it will reflect 1 2 3 4. Because if we normally apply a sorting in fiscal quarter, it will club all the quarter, means 2004 16 17 18 19 19 20 will reflect together. But if we use a short function, short fiscal period, it will reflect quarter 4 16, quarter first 17, quarter second 17, this way. That's the reason. So for that we will select fiscal period and apply a short function as per short fiscal period. Now also we'll create one more helper column. If needed, we'll reflect a month and year. Month and year. Normally we'll take a month column. He will take first year column, or else normally we will use from a date table month and hyphen date table year. From Jan 17, and we will create one column for assign a short function for this. We will add one column, short month and year. Month and year. The formula is we will use a year from a date table and multiply with 100 and add a month afterward. Sorry, we will take a year. We'll take a year first, and instead of month, we will use month number because month column is containing a text. That's the reason we'll use a month number. Okay. So we'll also apply a short function for month and year, short by month and year column. Okay, now we have created our table. Now we mark as a date table. We'll select a date. It is validated successfully. We'll click it OK. Now our table is created, which contain a date, day, month number, month, quarter, year, fiscal quarter, fiscal year, fiscal period. Fiscal period we have created as a helper column for sorting purpose. We add one column which have month and year, and we added one column for help as a helper column for sorting for month and year. So our date table is created.